Hello! It's Tom Burkhardt from car-revs-daily here. In the 2015 Volkswagen, 2016 Volkswagen Golf Sportwagen TDI SE, which is, this is a brand new vehicle for 2015 from Volkswagen, replacing the much maligned but cult-like following of the Jetta wagon. The Jetta Sportwagen was previously referred to as the dog shit Jetta Sportwagen in an article that I wrote. I really don't like some of Volkswagen's decisions, particularly the way, or like Volkswagen of America not getting like anything very cool or new or on time. So like it's really easy to editorialize about that stuff and be sort of like, you know, an armchair critic. But then you get in these Volkswagens and they're really, really, really good cars. Was not like super jazzed about the new GTI, but the Golf R is bananas. Is like, feels like it's making 400 horsepower and has one of the best DSG gearboxes and all-wheel drive powertrains ever to enter the hot hatchback segment, or maybe like super hatch. I don't even know what you would call it. So the Jetta Sportwagen, or excuse me, the Jetta Sportwagen is dead. It is now the Golf Sportwagen, and the change there is aims to bring like a lot more sophistication to Volkswagen's $28,000 station wagon offering. So some of the reasons why the Jetta was so bad, why the Jetta Sportwagen in particular was so bad, is because it was really saddled with a lot of the Jetta's like nasty sort of like American specific decisions that made it, that really compromised the vehicle in a lot of dramatic ways. Whereas for the Golf, the new Golf, I mean the Golf of course has a better name brand in terms of representing core VW qualities, you know, that real, like, you know, German engineering, or from the old tagline, even if you know, no matter where it's made. Whereas the Jetta is much more sort of like US market and now the Chinese market focused, to the point where it's not even sold in Europe. So this new Golf Sportwagen has first off has a much cooler style right off the bat, and a dramatically better interior. This diesel we're in right now stickers for $28,000 and change, and with the options it has, comes in at $30,505 as equipped, which is really, really a good value. They've tried hard not to overprice this vehicle. So that being said, it makes 150 horsepower through a 2-liter turbo diesel 4-cylinder engine, about 236 pound-feet of torque, right at 1750, which is like as low above idle as you can really start the measurement. So it's effectively just all that torque like right away. So you have to sort of drive it differently. You have to drive it like, you know, you're in a little like piazza in Italy, or, you know, some kind of roundabout in England. Everything is like, it has just a really short window of time when it's going to be making its best power, and that window is right at the bottom of the rev range. So the way that a lot of people drive them is just like to short shift the shit out of it. Like that was like, these are like super short shifts, but you really just drive it on the torque. And then never really get close to the very, very low red line of 5,000 RPM. I mean, you just always are sort of shifting by the time you would get to, you know, 3,500 RPM. So it's kind of tedious, but it does make the vehicles feel a lot quicker than they otherwise would, given that, you know, baseline horsepower figure. So that's how we're trying to drive the new Golf Sportwagen TDI. Yeah, and I mean, revving it out, I mean, it's extremely smooth. From inside the car, we have no sense that this is not just a 2-liter 4-cylinder. We have no diesel awareness from inside the car whatsoever. Outside, it has like a little bit of clatter on cold start. I mean, not clatter. That's not a good description of it, because it doesn't do that. It just sort of is like just a little bit grumblier and a little bit of like a rougher tickover than the best and even most recent Volkswagen petrol engines. So you can tell from outside, but only very, very slightly. And inside, I mean, we have no sense of it. They've given it a really sporty demeanor. It doesn't have any kind of, sometimes diesels not only have a low red line, they don't like to rev. Like they're like actively discouraging you from revving the engine. But that by just sort of like getting like rough and coarse and kind of unpleasant at anything above 3,000 RPM. That is not the case for this diesel coming in the Sportwagon, and for the better for it. I like this engine a lot. I think it's for people who don't like hybrids. This is obviously the best route to incredible fuel efficiency is with a diesel engine, especially on the highway, where this in 6th gear, as we're in right now. I mean, this thing is just extremely efficient, not just in the testing. You know, a lot of these guys are like gaming the figures even more aggressively now on an engineering level, but in real world driving. Let's see if we got stats here. So it's a Sportwagon. It'll go around the corner. Okay, so 43 miles per gallon on the highway for this Jetta Sportwagon TDI, and 31 miles per gallon in the city, which is exceptional. Those are both really, really good figures, and are likely to be extremely achievable in real-world driving, particularly the highway stat, which you can best, you know, in single, if on cruise control at 65 miles an hour, you can best those figures. Let's see if we can. See if we can prove my statement there. So we're at like 57 miles an hour right now. 57 miles an hour. Okay, so we just need to now let's find out how to do a display of the mileage. Some of these Volkswagen systems are not. You have to, oh my god, it's still accelerating. So it pulls like a train on the highway. So that was up to like 77 miles an hour. Vehicle status, no entries available. Driving data. Just a moment. Driving data, we're gonna get this. Average speed, travel time, range, 480 miles. Okay, consumption. So right now, at this very moment, going 66 miles an hour, we're at 55 miles per gallon. 6th gear, the engine is turning at 1,800 RPMs. 52, 55, 53 is our instant consumption. So those are, that's really good figures. Not trying, with the air conditioning on. First time I've ever driven this vehicle. So those are all really, I mean, this engine sells itself. And Volkswagen's diesel sales percentages in the United States back them up as the, you know, undisputed leader in terms of actual buyer adoption and availability. You know, the diesel, this TDI engine, I believe, is available on I think every Volkswagen except the CC and the Tiguan, their little mini SUV. All of the other Volkswagens sold in the United States are available with diesel power. So, I mean, the fact that it is available is one thing, but the fact that people are buying them is another thing. It just shows that that there's no downside. The only downside is that you have to remember that it's a diesel and pull up to the right fuel pump. It's really, I mean, I'm coming around on diesels. I really like the high power ones that have like an exceptional amount of torque. But even sort of like the core offering for Volkswagen in this 2-liter TDI with its 150 horsepower, 236 foot-pounds of torque is an exceptionally smooth, balanced, and like a long-term love affair. I mean, you'll become a diesel promoter, or so, you know, whatever you want to call it. Like you'll try to convince everyone in your life that diesel is the answer, because there's just no other way to have just sort of like built-in all the time efficiency. Especially versus turbocharged engines. a lot of the gasoline turbos that are coming out these days have like increasingly, you know, minier and minier displacements. And the reason for that, you know, a skeptic might say, is that when driven as though you were in like an EPA testing cycle, doing like the LA route, you know, they have a couple different routes. When driven on like, you know, 5%, 10% of the available throttle, yes, those engines are very, very efficient. But you drive at the foot on the floor, and their actual fuel consumption is dramatically worse than something with much bigger displacement, or like a V6 versus a 4-cylinder, for example. I mean, all those sort of like on paper benefits are out the window if you're driving like an EcoBoost with your foot on the floor all the time. Then it's really just going to be like chowing down fuel at a ridiculous rate. So diesels are cool. The Jetta Sportwagon is dead. Long live the Golf Sportwagon. And so far, big fan. You know, from afar, Volkswagen just seems like they shit the bed every night. But then for up close, the cars are really very, very good. And this Jetta Sportwagon is no exception. I'm loving this giant moonroof up here. I think that's an option, but platinum metallic lighting package. No, looks like it's standard. So standard on this TDI, which comes in at $27,999. The only options we have are the lighting package and the driver assistance package for $1,000 and then $700 respectively, for an all-in total of $30,505, as we mentioned. It's it's kind of silly, but kind of fun. It doesn't have, you know, it's like we said, it's all about the low range torque and making the most of that power with quick shifting and you know, a level of European continental levels of eager shifting will get you there. You're gonna love it. I mean, it's a great car, and indisputably the entire Golf range, and a great engine coming into that range. So, all right, this is Tom Burkhardt in the 2015 Golf Sportwagon TDI SE, giving it a big thumbs up. It looks a lot better. It's a lot nicer inside, drives better, and brings a lot of the Golf's coolness to like a chunky and sort of like low-roofed style of station wagon. The perfect estate car, and I think the only estate car with a diesel for under $35,000 or so. All right, this is Tom Burkhardt. We'll see you guys soon.